All right, guys. I will see you on the battlefield.
All right.
The narrows of the English Channel have borne witness to some of the most famous naval battles in history. Now the storied cliffs of Dover provide the inspiration and backdrop for a naval clash of epic proportions. This is Crash Zone Alpha. Crash Zone Alpha is a 42 by 42 kilometer domination style map with 3 cap points running in a line from southwest to northeast. The A cap is in the bottom left, B is in the center, and C is in the top right. In the center and southwest, both A and B caps provide a little cover for radar cruisers looking to support friendly destroyers as they vie for control of each cap. The islands that hug the borders of these 2 capture zones are tall enough to block most shells and close enough that their radar envelopes will cover their respective capture areas. To the northeast, Capture Area C is a much riskier play for cruisers. The islands here are smaller and further back from the capture zone, providing better access for destroyers. Battleships seeking better firing angles on enemies further south are likely to find what they're looking for, but pushing too far, too quickly, can be a very risky play. 18 ships, 2 teams, 1 victor. It's time to play Crash Zone Alpha.
Are we ready to go, Mr. Raptor?
Do it, baby.
Oh my goodness, guys. So Kraken brings 3 destroyers. They want maximum vision. They've got Des Moines, Petro, Tedsters, and a Kremlin. And look at this, guys. Right you are, Ken, and they're gone. Love it. We got another Summers and Moskva over here with Hangar Not Found.
And you know what's interesting is that you and I both know Ted. We know how much he's chafing having to play that Kremlin. All right, having a look over the QCN lineup, they have gone Ohio Kremlin of their own, Des Moines Minotaur, Petro, double Stalingrad. I'm interested to see the Minotaur, Zath. He's smoked up to the bottom end of the B cap right now. I'm betting that's a radar minnow. And
yes,
rounding that off with a Gearing and a Summers.
K is within the Minotaur's radar range. He's about 9.5 away, so.
And that will be triggered as soon as he enters B.
Yep.
There goes radar. Radar just goes up. K is smart enough that I'm sure he was anticipating that, and he will have been out of that radar range just as soon as he got back. In fact, he didn't take any damage from that.
No,
Not so
K.
far.
Well, okay, there he took a little bit.
I was gonna say, when it comes to radar baiting, K is a master baiter.
Womp, womp, womp. It's a family channel, Zath.
Torpedoes are going in at Zenki. It looks like he's going to be able to dodge them, but he's going to dodge them. So they're going to pick up the cap, Quebec City Navy, and they're also flipping the A1 here. So early on, it seems like they're going to start out with a little bit of that points gain.
Well, it doesn't.
Looks like C is completely uncontested, though.
It is. Basically, QCN has kind of gone for a bit of an A-B play here. Their Kremlin and their Petro are playing well back of the cap. Stalingrad here is kind of covering the C cap, but I don't even know, is he even in radar range of Akizuki? He's not. So even if he were to pop a radar, he wouldn't get him.
Now, this is an interesting play for Kraken. White Symphonia is smoking up Vermicelli and Griefer's Des Moines. However, they were not detected moving down there. The gearing for Quebec City Navy did not get vision on those guys. So I wonder if the smokescreen was maybe prematurely popped, because they're not going to get much utility out of it unless they start getting shots at the Stalingrad, which is perhaps what they're going to do, but interesting.
I don't think so. I think the plan was that SF was going to radar trap the gearing in A, and that Verm and Griefer were going to fire from behind smoke so they could shoot at the gearing without fear of return fire.
Yeah, because they're not really going to get much utility out of this smokescreen. I mean, again, it did cover their approach, but there was nothing that was going to hard detect them. So, in my opinion, a little bit of a waste there, but it seems like Vermicelli is using his radar, and there we go. Yep. They do get the gearing detected. So,
well, with the Minotaur having blown his radar load in B, K does reverse onto the extreme western edge of the cap, but doesn't get very far.
Family-friendly stream.
You'll survive it. But Zenki does get back onto the cap himself to deny those points. It looks like he's trying to move
great
up.
damage.
Oof.
Griefer and Vermicelli really chunking
Yep.
that gearing down. And he's well inside of that radar range still, so perhaps a frag. We'll see.
If they could bag one of
that's
these QCN destroyers that quickly, that would be huge. 1,600 HP and continuing to fall.
Maybe?
They
Yeah.
do. They get him. Vermicelli with a very, very early kill here on a QCN gearing. That's going to really change how QCN has to position themselves at the bottom end of this map.
Yep.
And that was a really odd death, in my opinion, because I'd imagined that that gearing of QCN would have seen that smoke screen deployed rather early for Kraken and thought, okay, they're trying to move something up to the corner. So why he got within, I think it was about 8.5 kilometers of Vermicelli was a little confusing to me. A bad misread right there for sure.
In the meantime, Special K does get driven off the B cap. Doesn't really give up much else to do so, though. So I'm sure he'll continue to play games there to try to block things out. Kraken bringing 3 destroyers to this match pretty much guarantees that they're going to have a destroyer on each cap, well, at least near each cap, almost at all times.
Yeah, and you can see the Stalingrad up by C for QCN is also down to about half health, taking quite a bit of damage. So far, Kraken is doing a lot better trading their HP, and it seems like that they're getting ready to push that group down at A through because the Kremlin's down there. So.
Yep. Tedster looked like just whacked the Ohio Philone.
Yeah, and he's getting shot at by both of the Des Moines, and that's a great position because Verm and Griefer are going to be able to sit there and get most of their firepower to bear, and they're going to be able to do it undetected unless radar gets popped. So,
Yep.
some really free damage, and that's one very big thing in competitive. If you can deal damage without taking any in return, that's one of the most important things. So.
Kraken doing a great
absolutely.
job of vision control here early, no question. Once again, K has repositioned. He's back onto the edge of the B cap. Here comes the radar again. This is Oliver's 3rd radar, I believe, so they're not going to be able to sustain this pressure on K forever. Now, admittedly, right now, he does have the Minnow and the Summers kind of shooting at him, but he's doing a great job of dodging most of the incoming shells.
Yep.
Yeah, and as long as he doesn't eat a torpedo or take a big chunk from a BB, he's going to be able to still kind of chill there. You know, hasn't really lost that much HP, so he's fine. There are torpedoes coming in, but I'm sure he's probably aware of them by now.
Well, he's certainly going to be aware of some of them. He pulls the handbrake there. The really dangerous ones fall short astern, but they do succeed in pushing him farther back off the cap.
Yes.
One thing I want to comment on is SFNL's positioning here. He's right up against the island, but he's right next to that open area on his broadside. Now, there's nothing really that can shoot him from there, I think, but
yeah, I don't know that.
That's
I don't know
a risky spot.
You'd have to fire shells from a really long way off to get them to drop over that as close as he is.
Basically, if the Des Moines pushed around the corner with Tedster, then that's when that angle really works out. So he's still okay right now, but if Verm and Griefer get on the move, it could potentially be a compromised position, and that's honestly that's part of just the map strategy here. If you can push ships down south really quick, it kind of makes that position a little tentative.
QCN is doing something a little interesting. They've pushed the Petro into C now, as the Minotaur is now rotating to the C cap. That's going to leave K now about to duck back onto B. He's got torpedoes. His torpedoes just barely miss Zinky on the top end of B. K back into the cap. Zinky back into the cap. So, I mean, once again, B ticks up nowhere. Kraken working on about a 60-point lead that is slimming, but they've beat, but look what they've done to the Ohio down south. They've just beat the crap out of that guy.
Tedster missed a broadside salvo on Philone. He was just turning to get off the border, and it appears he shot elsewhere. But I'd like to see this Kraken group down here get a move on, get the Des Moines up there. You can really start pushing those guys out of those A positions and at least flip the A cap. Because, of course, Kraken does have that early kill, but they don't have a gigantic points lead because they really haven't gotten anything points-wise from the caps. So
K in a gunfight with Zenki Summers yet again as he scoots for cover here on the extreme western edge of the B cap.
Yeah, brilliant maneuvering though.
Yeah,
just barely missed beaching.
K has been playing this so well, so cautiously, but yet for all of their work, all their division and board control, QCN is about to take the lead 9 minutes into this game. Now they're driving Ted and Symphonia onto the cap simultaneously at A.
I think this is a bit of a mistake. I would have liked to see Ted go around south.
I'm a little surprised. They've
I
let the
really
Ohio
want
get
to see
away.
Griefer. I want to see Griefer and Verm get up there to at least get a little bit closer, because they could also start dealing with Saipan. But yeah, you're right. The Ohio was able to kind of disengage from that compromised position that he was in, and perhaps that'll bite him in the butt later on. We'll see.
I don't know. They've got 5 ships at A. They're just now about to bag the cap, which is going to happen eventually here.
Oh, Dick Cheney's Kremlin up there took, I think, a couple torps or something.
Looks like it. Both QCN battleships now under a tremendous amount of threat. We have the Kraken does not have any eyes on the Ohio, who is continuing to retreat east along the J line.
Cheney's flooding too.
Yep.
Yeah, but Dick Cheney's Kremlin here. That sounds so ridiculous when I say it.
I'm sure Ken might get the. HE's coming in. That's the good ammo choice there.
The QCN Kremlin now under a tremendous amount of threat on the top end of, and he does catch fire. He puts it out.
DCP. There's the DCP.
On 2,600 HP, QCN may lose a battleship here.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Ken is getting ready for the kill shot.
Well, I'm surprised he didn't pop a reload booster there to get it, but here comes a lot of that. That Burgonia HE will do horrible things to this Kremlin if these rounds connect, but Hanger Not Found. Hanger Not Found beats him to it as Kraken goes up 2 ships here, despite the fact that they're down a cap.
Man, this push
coming under fire again.
This push is not materializing for Kraken down here. Those Des Moines are still kind of chilling there. Symphonia has given the Kremlin some smoke, Tedster some smoke, but man, I really would have liked. I'm not trying to beat on him. It's such a powerful position to move out from, and I just think that they're not taking advantage of it. That's all.
Special K continuing to work the middle of the board, not getting out of it as he suffers at least his 4th radar of the game. QCN's Minotaur doing a great job.
Well, we do have, with the death of the Kremlin, we have Ken and Hanger Not Found about facing, and they're going to start pushing on the sea cap, and all of a sudden that Petro is moderately alone up there, only the Stalingrad within shouting distance of his position, so maybe those guys are going to try to get back around and do something. Oh no.
Oh, the Ohio bags Vermicelli down south. Vermin Griefer still sitting in that spot. I wonder where that Ohio shot came from. I'm a little surprised at that angle that he could get the pens he wanted.
457s, baby.
Tedster does manage to dodge the torpedoes with a smokescreen in front of him. I think, I'm speculating here, but I think maybe what Kraken's play here is they moved up to grab A with the knowledge that now basically from their position, QCN cannot get back into A. But the problem is they're now 130 points down despite having a firepower advantage. They've reoriented SFNL, but now once again K gets face spotted by Zenki.
Yeah, and that Des Moines of Saipan that was sitting down there, that is, if you don't push around from that position, he was able to get the radar. That's what I presume allowed the Ohio to get those shells into the smoke. So he just can kind of sit there and keep eyes on, that location. So it seems like the move for Kraken here, they're going to have to get a frag here somewhat soon, and they're going to have to take C back for sure.
They're definitely going to have to take C back. C is the play, in my opinion. They've got the advantage up here. They need to push it.
And look at Zenki just trailing Special K. He's only 5.8 kilometers away, right behind that smoke screen. So
he smells blood.
I mean, K has played a brilliant game, but QCN has also countered him very well with the radars and everything. They've done a great job, but I mean, right now it just feels like Kraken, despite having a firepower advantage, really needs to kind of get, like you were saying earlier, Sneaky, kind of get a move on, make a play here. There goes another radar.
I think it is the C play, but that mistake, and you know how it is, when we get later into the tournament, if you make one mistake against the better teams, they're going to capitalize on it, and really letting that Ohio get away, I think, was potentially going to be damaging here. There's still plenty of time. There's still 6:45 left in the game, but that could be the decisive factor.
Well, there's 6:45 in the game, but they've only got 2.5 minutes to make something happen here, as QCN has ticked over 800 points.
Torp's coming in on the stall, and I think he's going to take
He's going to take at least one amidships.
Yeah,
that could be
dead.
Big. He's down
using the heel. Oh, the Summers. Is the Summers going in on the Petro? Is that Kazuki Kai?
It looked like he was maybe trying to make a run on the Petro. I can't really tell. Do they know?
Yeah, he already used his torps. He's got to sit and wait for him.
They know he's there now. There's the radar.
Yep.
But
Stalingrad is guaranteed dead.
Lots more HE falling on this Stalingrad. They will bag him eventually. If he's on fire, then he's going out. Yeah, he'll be out. He'll be out in seconds.
Yep, and there it is.
There he goes.
So a little extra breathing space.
Buys them some more time. As once again, Kraken up 2 ships, but still upside down on board control and points. 2 minutes to make a play.
Emmer Oliver also has torpedoes coming in on his location. Hasn't really taken much damage. I don't know. He should be able to... Well, no, I think he's going to eat
He's going to take at least one of these at the angle he's moving at. He can't dodge them all. Yep.
No. So now it appears Zakazuki, no, he's not making the yellow charge, and the Petro is getting ready for it.
But the threat of Akizuki has forced the Petro to move up a bit.
Yeah, actually, no, I think here it comes.
No,
yeah,
here he comes. He's
Zakazuki.
coming now.
Yep. Waiting for those turrets to turn, and then here comes the Somers, so...
At a minimum, they're going to push him out of that position and force
the
him
Minotaur, too.
and force him to maneuver. But I don't know,
the
man.
Minotaur's in radar range of the Moskva for Hangar Not Found, so assuming they get the kill on the Petra without any problems, the Minotaur could be in a bad spot too.
Yeah, he wasn't spotted for the longest time, so...
Okay. Yeah.
Akizuki now on 2,700 HP, forcing a play.
Yeah.
They do trade the Summers for the Petro, but it's going to allow them to break into sea. So now it's a question of if Hangar Not Found's radar is up, and they can pick out they can pick off the minnow and smoke.
It's not. They're turning and looking.
Yeah, that Minotaur's got to be thinking like, I got to get out of here. You know.
Well, he's now pinned between SFNL's radar to the south.
Yeah.
And the Moskva radar to the north, as Kraken does try to get sea again. Still up 2 ships, with about 4 minutes to play here.
Yeah, this is definitely the play of the game right here. I'm sure Oliver wasn't thinking that position was going to be compromised when he moved into it, but yeah, he's kind of stuck. Yeah, you're right in between these Soviet radars.
He's literally in between 2 radars, as there comes what has to be his last radar of the game, looking for Special K. He figures if he's going to die, he's going to take K with him.
Petro AP coming in.
Nice hit. Solid hit on Oliver.
Yep. They got to get this, and I think there's the reload booster for the Bourgogne. A little bit of a miss there.
Yep.
SFNL.
QCN over 900 points. This is really kind of a make-or-break play for Kraken here. They've got to kill this Minotaur while they can. They can't afford to lose K. I don't think they can afford to give up these points, but I think they're going to lose him anyway. He's smoking now, but he's the one... Isn't he the one spotting the Minotaur?
Yep. He's got to get lucky with these bounces. So many ricochets.
Doesn't matter. They've got to get this Minotaur off the board. The game ends in 40 seconds. They do get him.
There it is.
They retain the 2-ship lead, but QCN still wins in 2 minutes.
I think SFNL is going to be moving on to the B cap. At least that's what I've.
They've got to get somebody. They've got to get somebody onto that B cap.
Yep.
Damage.
They have time to. They have time to do it, but it's got to happen.
Yeah, Sapin's position is okay. He's not in any threat of getting blapped by Tedster.
These torpedo salvos coming in on 404, and Ken is going to eat a bunch of these. He's going to take at least 3.
It's going to be 4.
He's going to take 4. Oh, no, he takes 3, but he does survive it.
A little bit of a desync there. Yeah, and SFNL is now racing onto the B cap here, moving away from the rock. He will be able to get there before QCN generates 1,000 points. So. But if I was Kraken, I'd have somebody go back to the C cap.
They need to.
I mean, I know there's not going to be much vision there, but just because it's going to get flipped, of course.
They are going to flip it.
You can't give that up.
But they are. They're going to leave the Summers in their backfield. I really question this play, especially like why send 3 ships to the B cap?
Well, maybe they're just banking on getting a kill down south because that Ohio is there, and obviously the Moskva and the Bourgogne are. Well, they're still out of range. It's 24 kilometers.
They're radaring They're radaring SFNL right now to see him. They got him spotted as he crosses through the middle of the map, but they have no shells on him. The margin here is so razor thin. If they kill Ted, QCN wins the game, right?
Yep, absolutely. And he's back in smoke. So.
And the summer, there's the Summers now flipping the C cap. They've got to get somebody reoriented to go back to sea and drive him off.
Yeah, and I really think the Moskva could have been the one that did that, just turning around and just at the very least staying on the C cap, even if you don't, get a kill or anything.
Only
that
60
threat of the radar is it.
60 seconds on the timer. Kraken.
Petro.
Kraken. Kraken will tick up before that happens. Nope. QCN now wins in 30 seconds. I don't think
Oh,
Kraken...
Stalin!
No, look at Stalin.
no.
Oh
He's down to
my
2K.
goodness! If they kill the Stalin, that's going to end the game.
They need it.
They've got
They
to
need
get
it.
this kill.
986.
They've got to get
Come
this
on,
kill.
They got it.
There it is. There it
4
is.
seconds.
There it
Ted is
is.
on 800 health. Is he going to live?
Oh my god.
He does.
Oh,
Kraken with
Another
the
jump
last. Kraken with the last second kill on the Stalin. Managed to keep their
man.
battleship in the game. Woo!
why would he
Ted-
move forward like that?
Wow.
I don't know. I was so focused on Ted because he went down to 812, and then I look up and the Stalingrad's just eating shit from his ports or starboard side. Yeah. Whew.
Holy cow. Holy cow, what a game. Goodness
Yeah.
gracious.
I guess that-
Jeez.